Hello! Welcome to the comfort of the coziest couch on the island of Jersey. I bought myself this new fleece, it's a fleece lined blanket is what it is. Let's not beat around the bush here. It is a fleece lined blanket and it feels so opulent and comfy. I bought it yesterday when I went for a little shop for some Christmas bits, and the biggest jumper you ever did see, and it goes down to about my knees because it's so fucking big on me these days, but I don't want to throw it away because it's still this beautiful luxurious jumper that I bought a few years ago, and it's just such a good quality jumper that I'm like, I love it and I feel so cozy. I've kind of been journeying with this idea of what does luxury really mean to me? What does the concept of opulence and luxury, and there is such a deep element of being really comfortable, but not just comfortable like I'm in the swamp and I'm comfy here because everything else is expansion and painful. More like when I sit on this blanket, it's it feels like it's it's like a sensual thing. And I often talk about how we need to reclaim the word sensual because it's been kind of taken over by the sexuality world. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but the idea of sensuality is actually about using the senses, and I'm a very kinesthetic, very touchy-feely person. So I'm often the kind of person, if someone's wearing something that looks really soft, I'm like, can I please touch your jumper? I don't just do it without consent, I always ask. But I'm a very touchy-feely, I love when something feels really nice. I'm like, this feels so good. And I'm on this fluffy blanket and my big jumper, and it's all warm and toasty in the living room, and I'm like, living my best life. Living my best life. And I came on to talk to you a little bit about the fact that we, in this spiritual, entrepreneurial, self-development world, we can just start taking ourselves really fucking seriously. And I'm just not about that life. I totally fall into it. Excuse me. I'm clearing the throat chakra with someone this afternoon. One of my spiral clients, I'm taking them through the throat level. So I'm literally because I'm the throat is activated. So yes, so I recorded the pre-work for the clearing intensive. Let me just pop the link here so that you can get to it if you want it. There it really is. And it dawned on me how the bigness of this work. It is about essentially becoming more embodied in the playfulness of life. And particularly over the last couple of years, life's got very fucking serious. And so to be playful, irreverent, and be in your pleasure and your joy has almost become very vulnerable, but it's almost become an act of rebellion, to be able to laugh at life and laugh at yourself and laugh at things that other people just get so stuck in. And we can forget to find the pleasure and the play in life. And it's real. I was talking to one of my one-to-one clients the other day about the way that I think about this is, if we look at the collective consciousness as being this, if we look at it like a physical, energetic thing that we get to either feed into or, and bear in mind that you're also receiving from it. Yeah, it's a two-way thing. So if we aren't careful, we can literally just be regurgitating the shit that we see on the news, the shit we see on social media, repeating things that we've heard, even if they don't feel true to us. And we just kind of get so caught in what's true, what isn't true, what's real, what isn't real. We forget that life is meant to be enjoyed, and that freedom and safety and sovereignty are in the body. They're not external things that we chase after. Everything that we desire to create in our life, everything we desire to receive and allow in, happens on a frequency level first within us. And everything you are attracting into your life, the clients, the friendships, the drama, all of these things, and I know that not everyone loves to hear this, but I say it because it helps me feel empowered around shit. When things feel shaky, if I know I can always come back to the deep breath that lives in my belly, how it feels to have my legs and my bum, my back touching the support of this sofa. If I can come back to feeling my left hand on my left thigh and my right hand on my belly, and just being in my body, and I can remind myself, regardless of what is happening in the tundra of my thoughts or external chaos that is happening, if I can come back to this deep inner kind of the sanctity, you know, it's like this safe space that lives deep in my belly. If I can continue to come back to that, then regardless of what is happening around me, I can always anchor back into safety, sovereignty, and power. And in a world that is so controlled by fear and the media and the government and all the shit that's happening in the world, yeah, to be playful, to allow ourselves to still have fun, like actually laugh, heaven forbid, it's an act of rebellion. And when people are stuck in a story of their own personal struggle and they need you to validate it by struggling as well, it might be time to look at those relationships and ask yourself, is this really what I want for myself moving forward? Or do I want to clear out and allow space for people who fully understand me, who fully understand my vision and my dream, who fully understand that life is a fucking game that we get to play and that we make the rules. You make the rules of your own life. You make the rules, even though recently over the last couple of years we've been preached to and there's this pressure to receive the indoctrination around what we should be doing with our lives and the decisions that we should be making for the good of the people. You know, you still have, the majority of us anyway, still have freedom. We have to be able to tap into the frequency of freedom and safety inside of ourselves, because what happens then is the more of us who are in our freedom, our sovereignty, our power, our playfulness, our joy, our expansive nature, the more of us who do that, the more we amplify that vibration on the planet, the more it creates, the more permission it gives for other people to step back and go, do I agree with that? Does this feel good to me? You know? And it starts with us. It can be very easy in any situation to ride the wave of the victim. It can be very easy for us to feel like we have to absorb and transmute all of the negative fear, like hierarchical shit that's happening. And we can so easily forget that we are our power. We as an individual are the most powerful force in our life. And I love reminding you of that. It gives me great pleasure and satisfaction to remind you of that, to continue to be the embodiment of that so that you can witness it and experience it and feel it as I radiate that out into the world. That feels good to me. And I've been feeling into this 2-week clearing container that starts next week. The pre-work goes live on Saturday. I've recorded it today and I'm scheduling it for Saturday. So everyone gets let into the group on Saturday. And then we start the clearing on Monday, and it's clearing sessions on Monday, Thursday, and then Monday and Thursday. So like right up to the 23rd of December, we've got 4 intensive clearing sessions where we're going to be looking at moving through the weighty bullshit that's been holding you down, looking at the limitations and the shadowy shit that's been keeping you stuck in feeling like you have to struggle or be afraid or give away your power, relinquish your freedom, stay in victimhood. Like, we're going to look that shit in the eye and we're going to transmute it. We're going to alchemize it into joy, alchemize it into pleasure, alchemize it into fucking euphoria so that you can start to feel good in your life again. Because one of the biggest sources of power, one of the biggest sources of my personal power is the fact that I truly believe and live that I am the creator of my reality. I'm in co-creation with the people in my life. I'm in co-creation with the universe. But the decisions, they start with me. The change starts with the decisions that I make and the frequency that I choose to nurture in my body. And it can feel so fucking scary when you decide that you want more for yourself, that you want to feel, you just want to be fucking happier. Quite honestly, like, isn't that really what it's about? Isn't it really about us just choosing to be happy as an act of rebellion? Like, and that's what this is about. This is about tapping into what inherently already lives inside of you and like blowing the dust off so that we can reveal that shiny, sexy, excitable, playful part of you that maybe you've long forgotten, or maybe you haven't long forgotten, but she's in there and she's like, set me free. And you're like, no, I can't right now. Now is not the time. It's too dangerous for you to be playful and free and fun. It's too dangerous for you because it's not what the current collective vibration is. But now it's even more fucking important. When we look at the idea that if we've got these collective consciousnesses, I feel like, I started explaining this earlier in this live stream, but it's almost like I feel it, and I was explaining this to one of my one-to-one clients the other day. I feel as though if we feel into the fear body and the pain body of the planet right now, it's very activated, it's very heavy, it's very like, it's like a vortex that wants to suck people in. But there is an alternative. And the alternative is you standing in your sovereignty. The alternative is us feeding into something else, something bigger, something shinier, brighter, more beautiful, something more nourishing, something more satisfying. And this happens in every single decision that we make in our life, every single moment that we make. We create every single thing. So you can choose every single moment whether you're going to feed into fear or whether you're going to feed into something else. Fear or expansion, fear or love, fear or playfulness, fear or deep soul connection. What are you going to choose? That is where the change starts to happen. These moments are where life is lived. These moments where we make those decisions to drop out of the fear of the mind and the collective, and where we decide to drop deeply into our own sovereignty, our own body, our own sense of pleasure and what we really want to receive, what we want to create, the frequency we want to be emitting. Take responsibility for that. If every human on this planet, can you even imagine if every single person on this planet took responsibility for their own shit and their own vibration, put their needs first? And I don't mean that they have to take from anyone else. That is not what I'm saying. I'm saying if you take responsibility for how you feel, how you show up, how much nurturing and support you allow into your life, how much love you allow yourself to generate from within, to receive externally, to give back out again. If you take sole responsibility for that and everyone else did that, can you imagine what would happen on this planet? Fear wouldn't be able to exist. Like, control from external control would not be able to exist. So it's really always about coming back to the decisions that you make in every single moment about whether you're going to choose fear or love, fear or growth, fear or expansion, fear or connection. You get to choose. And yeah, I know fear is addictive. I get it. Trust me, I fucking get it, man. Like, I'm not perfect. I'm not saying that every single moment of my life I choose joy, because I don't. Sometimes I choose the heavy and then I'm like, oh, this feels horrible. I don't want to feel like this. And then I choose again. And it gets to be that simple. I know we want it to be more complicated because we are humans and we've been taught that things have to be hard work and it has to take a long time and all that good stuff. But the reality is, you're feeling goodness, you're feeling better, your sense of feeling better, more empowered, more juicy, more activated, more alive, more powerful, more able to create and like have a ripple effect and actually activate change and cultivate this more like sexy, fucking exciting vibration in your life and on the planet in general. It all starts with you, and it all starts with the decisions that you make on a daily basis, moment by moment, micro decisions over and over and over again. this is what life is. Life is in those little moments. It's in the choices we make. So, what will you choose? What will you choose today? Tell me that. Riddle me this. What will you choose today? And if you feel like there's more, like there's something, if you feel, quite honestly, like you don't understand, like you get that there's a choice, but you just feel blocked, you feel stuck, you feel like, I just need something to like blow the cobwebs off, to like clear my tubes. I just need something to like, whew, okay, like being dunked in ice water and pulled out again and like, I'm ready to live. If that's what you're looking for, get your ass into that 2-week clearing intensive that I've dropped below in the comments. Because you get to spend 2 weeks with me. Hey girl! You get to spend 2 weeks with me. We have 4 clearing sessions in the group over that period of time. I've already dropped the pre-work and it is incredibly deep and activating. It's like going to penetrate the cells of your very being. It is beautiful. I recorded it this morning. It just came through like seamlessly, effortlessly. And why? Because I allowed space. I allow space for creativity every day. That's why I'm able to be so creative and prolific with creations, is because I allow space for them. It's a priority for me. So if you know you need to be in that clearing container and you want to come and join in and get some of the Noli juice, if you want to activate your irreverence, your playfulness, your joy, we're going to look at how vulnerable that is. We're going to look at anything that might be preventing you from doing that, with the intention of like quantum leaping you from where you are right now into feeling like the fully embodied version of yourself that always has access to that joy, always has access to peace, always has access to infinite creativity. That is what we're looking at. Every single person in that container already, myself included, is an incredibly creative individual. We've got artists, coaches in there, visionaries, writers. You know, there are people in that container who are actively in the world creating. They're already having an output. They're already putting things out into the world that are creating ripple effect and raising the vibration of the planet. If you know that you need to be one of those people in that container doing this deeper work around literally like blowing the soot out of your exhaust pipe, like sputtering your engine back to life because, oh shit, I've been in like a fucking COVID coma for 2 years and I just realized I'm actually able to live. I'm still allowed to live, you know, like it feels like that's really what this, although we're looking at it through the lens of creativity and kind of activating joy and being the embodiment of more playfulness, that's really what this is about. We're only truly living if we're able to feel free enough to play and express ourselves. Otherwise, what's it really all about? It's just working, work, make money, go to bed, feel tired, okay, get up again, generate enough energy to just do what I have to do to get through the day. It's just not enough for me. It's just not enough for me to just get through the day. It never has been. It's never been enough for me to just wake up and get through the day and then like, whew, okay, right, sleep. Oh, okay, great, got another day tomorrow. Whenever my life gets to starts to feel like that, something has to give, because I just can't, I won't tolerate that energy in my life. My expansion and the juice of my life is more important than like the to-do list. So if that's what you want some of those vibes, get your butt in there. There's a 2-month and a 3-month payment plan. If you really want to be in there and you're like, fuck, these payment plans are still too much, like just message me and I'll see what we can do about maybe putting in a 6-month one. But yeah, if not, click the link, join us. It's going to be, I mean, I'm already being activated into it. Like I felt all of this energy moving through me today and I've just been like, whew, I needed to go and have a nap because there was so much energy moving. I was like, at one point I did a burp. I was like, oh God, that felt like a little bit sick. I need to go and do a meditation. Like there was so much energy moving. I had like heartburn and I was like doing like sicky burps. I was like, shit, man, whatever we're moving in the next 2 weeks is obviously very intense. So I'm not going to pretend that you're not going to have any like effects, that you're not going to experience things, because when we choose transformation and we activate that for ourselves by saying, yes, this is what I want, shit starts to move. We get to clear out all the old crap that we don't want. We get to experience the emotions that have been laying dormant. Like, this work isn't for everyone, and I get that. I understand that. I'm not going to pretend to you that doing deep energetic and emotional clearing work is like a fucking piece of piss, because it's not. But that's even more reason to take life with a pinch of salt and remember to bring the play, the fun and the joy and the juiciness back into every moment. So that's all I have to say today. Let me know if you're jumping in. Let me know in the comments so that I can celebrate with you like this. Do a little happy dance. The group opens on Saturday with the pre-work goes live. And then we start with our first clearing session on Monday. It's very exciting. I am taking all of Saturday and Sunday as days to just recalibrate my nervous system and chill and allow it all to drop in, because I can feel the bigness of this work. So my commitment to the container and to myself is to be able to really hold, what's coming through, because it's going to be big and I'm excited. If you've got any questions about it, let me know in the comments. If not, jump in and I'll see you in there. Mwah! Love you, bye.